everyone, and happy Easter. I'd like to share with you today a little bit about the text for this coming Sunday's Easter story, the 16th chapter of the Gospel of Mark, verses 1 through 8. As we begin studying this text or looking at it, I'd like for us to remember a few things about Mark's Gospel that I think are particularly helpful in understanding this text especially, since it is the highlight of the gospel. I mean, it reveals the story of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, or that's the way we think that it reveals the story of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. First of all, let's go back and remember that Mark is written as a story to be listened to. When Mark was putting his gospel together, most people didn't read, they didn't have access to books. So when Mark's story was told in churches and communities early on as an oral tradition, it was a story that one heard, that one listened to. You didn't read Mark's story. The other thing about Mark as a story is that when you hear the story, you hear it from the perspective of a narrator. And therefore you have access to information from the narrator's perspective that the characters in the story don't necessarily have access to. One of the primary things at the very beginning of the Gospel of Mark is that the narrator or the author of Mark reveals that Jesus is the Son of God. That's at the very beginning. In the story itself, that information is never revealed, other than the fact that demons understand. Demons that are cast out of individuals by Jesus understand that Jesus is the Son of God. And at the end of the gospel, when Jesus is crucified and is dead on the cross, a Roman centurion understands that this was the Son of God. And then the other characteristic that kind of goes along with that is the whole notion of secrecy. Throughout the gospel, Jesus' identity as the Son of God it's always encouraged to keep that information secretive. Jesus will tell people that he has healed or cast demons out of. Do not tell anyone about this. He says the same things. He says the same things to his disciples when he reveals to them that he will suffer and die and rise. He says, tell no one anything about this. Or at the Mount of Transfiguration, when they see him in his glory, tell no one about this. So, by the time we come to the end of the gospel with these kinds of notions about the gospel itself, one of the things we notice in reading the story of Mark and the resurrection is that there's footnotes at the bottom of almost every Bible, I think every Bible. And the footnote says that the earliest manuscripts end the gospel at verse 8. And when we look at the story as it's revealed to us at the end of verse 8, notice that the resurrected Christ never appears. The women come to the tomb and they're wondering who's going to roll the stone away. And they encounter a man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side who tells them not to be alarmed. Right. Do not be alarmed. You're looking for Jesus of Nazareth who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. This is almost verbatim the words that Jesus had shared earlier, 3 passion and resurrection predictions between the 8th and the 10th chapters of Mark's Gospel. And then this man in the white robe reveals to them that they should go tell the disciples and Peter that Jesus has gone ahead and that he will meet them there in Galilee. And that you will see him just as he told you. And so their response, they went out, fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. That is the original end of Mark's Gospel. That's the way that Mark wrote his gospel. A redactor or editor came back, probably tried to make Mark's gospel sound more in line with the endings of Matthew and Luke. But the real point here is, so what does this say to us when Mark's intention is, his original intent is that the risen Lord Jesus Christ does not appear, but the women leave the tomb in terror and amazement, and they say nothing to anyone. Well, first of all, we're pretty sure that eventually they did say something to someone, because the word did get out about the resurrection. But the other thing I think that's even more critically important is the fact that because Mark has brought us in as listeners, what has actually transpired through the story, we have been caught up as a character without knowing it. And so when we come to the tomb with the women, we too are wondering, who's going to roll away the stone? Because we ask that same question in so many aspects of our life. All those things that are before us that we have to deal with, that we're afraid of, that we don't have the answers to. Who is going to roll away our stone? The stone of the fear of death or dying, or whether or not we'll have enough resources, or what's going to happen with our family member who's sick. We've got so many stones that we worry about, and so therefore I believe that we can identify with these women who approach the tomb. And then we too hear the words, to go tell, and he's gone ahead of us to Galilee. Where is our Galilee? And what have we found there in Galilee when we've met the risen Lord? I think these are some questions and some things to wrestle with and deal with as we approach this text, and for Easter, for us individually as well as for our congregation. And I look forward to celebrating with the people of God at Holy Communion Church in the parking lot this weekend. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.